Today we're going to check out one of North County, San Diego's top neighborhoods right here in the center of Encinitas. It is only about 5 minutes from what we're showing you right now. It's right next door to this, and it's only a quick little shot down to this, which is where we're going to start. But before we do, we want to also let you know at the end of this, if this isn't the neighborhood, we're gonna get into one other neighborhood that is similar in style, but it's gonna be cheaper, it's gonna be newer, it's got better amenities, and it's also walkable. So stay tuned to that, but let's go hop down here. In the neighborhood that we're talking about that is close to this beach we're at right now is Encinitas Ranch. So we're gonna cruise back there and show you everything you need to know about that neighborhood. But a lot of people moving out here do wanna be close to the beach, and this is not necessarily the closest beach. We'll show you the closest beach here in a little bit to Encinitas Ranch, but this is one of the better beaches for a multitude of reasons. There's a huge parking lot right behind us, so easy access. We have the yearly pass, my wife and I, so we get to, it's like $200, get to this parking lot, a few others. When we came in, we just saw it's like $10 during the week, $15 during the weekend, something like that. So just get the pass if you're gonna be down here a lot. There's bathrooms right down here, so if you got kiddos, here, let's spin them around just so we could get a little bit of the beach. It might get a little loud with the waves and stuff going in the back, but bathrooms right here, a ton of bathrooms, so super easy access. There's another free parking right over there where you basically park like right on the beach.
Be careful. Just be careful if you are parking along the Coast Highway in the sand that back in the day, my brother's truck, which was not four-wheel drive, got stuck, made for a nightmare getting it out. So just beware. The parking lot is so much easier here.
Get the parking pass,
sure.
Kids.
Yep.
But yeah, so in a bit we're going to cruise it, like I said, the other beach. It's a little less accessible, a little harder to park, but it's one of my favorite surf spots. But you come here, definitely during weekends, it's going to get busy for sure. There's like volleyball nets and stuff set up over there, but a ton of beach right here. As you go south, we're right on the border of Carlsbad, that way, Encinitas right here. Alila Morea is the hotel right at the top here. It's like one of Encinitas' only resort-style hotels. I mean, it's a great staycation place too. Expensive, but awesome. They have a restaurant in there. They have a coffee shop at the other side. So even if you just come down here, like we brought our kids down here on a cloudy day, nobody out here, walk down the beach, throw some rocks in the ocean, and then we cruise up these stairs. Let's see if you can see them in the back. Right there. Those lead up to the hotel, and on the other side, there's a coffee shop, so get a coffee, cruise back down, walk around, great viewpoint. Let's go check out the viewpoint real quick, and then we'll show you the fantastic views from right here. Here we go, we made it to the top. Hotel's right in front of us. You got north up there. You guys know south is that away, but nonetheless.
And today we're chatting about Encinitas Ranch, and maybe this is a spot that you like, or if there's another neighborhood that might be of interest that kind of still has the same amenities, gets you close to this beach, we can definitely point you in the right direction. But you gotta call us, you gotta text us, you gotta email us to get that conversation started. We'll hop on a Zoom call and kind of dial you in with everything there is to know about San Diego. So we'll get into the actual houses, kind of what you get here in Encinitas Ranch a little bit later, but for now, this is a master plan community, so there is an HOA. What comes with an HOA is some restrictions like architectural restrictions. You've got plant restrictions.
There's a lot of plant restrictions. I was looking it up on their website, and there's like kind of like not required, but the plants they want in here. And then there's a huge list of trees, plants, that kind of stuff that they don't want in here. So just be aware of that. I mean, there's a ton of different variety in here. It's not like it's especially all the same style.
Yeah, now that it's all grown in, and those things tend to be a little more lenient as HOAs get a little bit older.
Yeah.
And on the positive note of the HOA, they also have a bunch of events. They have Oktoberfest, they have happy hours, they have a lot of other social events.
Subject to change.
Yeah,
but that's what they've had in past years. Kids parades, that kind of thing,
exactly.
during the holidays. And one other amenity that we're walking by right now is there's a nice trail system going around the outside, a few miles worth of trails. Some are Encinitas Ranch, some are city maintained. So cool little amenity to have where as you get on the outside, you got some views. I've used to come out here and do the loop. I forget, I think it was about a mile loop around. So do a few laps in there, stretch your legs a little bit. There's no like amenities, like there's no community center, there's no community pool. There's nothing like that. They're taking care of the common space, like this whole little strip where you see all the turf and all these trees back here. We'll throw up some B-roll too, some drone footage, but There's like 1,700 trees up here that they're taking care of as well. So super well maintained.
And these are all private roads, so it's 7 miles of private road. They're all handled by the HOA as well. It's really, really well maintained. Just walking around, it's always pretty clean. There are sidewalks throughout, at least on one side of the street, so super walkable. And there's no specific parks here. There's a city park on the kind of south end of Encinitas Ranch, but there's not a ton of green space around here. There also is, since this was a master plan community, the original developer did get bonds to build this, so a lot of the infrastructure. So there is a Melrose here. It is set to drop off in 2030.
It's kind of funny, like most places Melrose are going to be pretty, standard throughout the whole time. But here they share it with the golf course. The golf course, if they contribute a certain amount, then the HOA, the Melrose rather, don't change. If they underpay their Melrose, their taxes, then it could add more taxes or more Melrose to this community. Now it caps out, but it can change year by year.
So as for schools, you have Encinitas School District here, and you also have, which is K through 6, and then you have San Diego, which is middle school and high school. And then specifically, you feed into Capri Elementary, Oak Crest Middle, and the Costa Canyon or San Diego for high school.
And a few other things about the schools. Cassidy mentioned earlier, well, we were talking off camera, but the YMCA is right down the road here too. But also right almost within this community, there's an aftercare school program for Encinitas School District and Farm Lab. So if you guys need some additional care afterwards, they will take them from the school to Farm Lab. You go pick them up there. I think it's open till like 6 o'clock or something like that. So it gives you a lot of time if you're working late and all that kind of stuff. But it's a huge amenity to have right here in Encinitas. And now we are at the Encinitas Ranch Town Center. I can see almost Encinitas Ranch right behind here. It's like 5 minutes away. So convenience-wise, this is going to be your most convenient jam. A little later on, we're going to show you like the cool places to go if you're going date nights and stuff. But like right behind us, main shopping center, you got like a Target, you have a Total Wine right here, Ross Dress for Less, Barnes & Noble, there's a few places to eat over here. There's, across the road, Home Depot. Right back here is El Camino Real as well. So you're gonna have anything and everything you need right there, which at the very end, you're gonna find a Trader Joe's and Sprouts for like grocery stores. Back over this way, you're gonna see the Forum, which is in Carlsbad, but a little bit higher end shopping where you're gonna find an Apple store, you're gonna find some restaurants in there, a little bit higher end boutique shops and stuff like that. So that's all right here, super convenient. Not as convenient as the next area we're gonna go, or the last spot we're gonna show you, because a lot of this is actually walkable from that neighborhood. So stay tuned for that. But convenience-wise, Encinitas Town Center is right here. Right now we're in the main strip. This is Coast Highway right here. They're doing a lot of work. We were just driving through there. They're redoing it all. But we're in Leucadia, and this is like the main jam. So we showed you the shopping center earlier. That's like the convenient area of Encinitas, where you have all the big box stores. This is like the local stuff, where you're gonna find like local places. Regal Seagull, great spot. Grab a brat and a beer. La Papagayo right behind us. We're walking towards Coffee, great local little coffee spot. But this whole stretch right here has a ton of places. I think this is probably my favorite stretch of like little downtown areas in all of North County. Just there's a great sushi spot down there. There's just all kinds of good stuff down here. And not to mention, we showed you the other beach right down there. If you shoot up, this is right down here, there's Beacons Beach. They're redoing the parking lot right now, so it's a little tough to get in there. Small parking lot, one of my favorite surf spots as well. And it's gonna be the closest beach to Encinitas Ranch. So you're gonna have quick access to that. Not the best beach. If you got the family, there's this big switchback trail going down. So probably gonna be a little bit more difficult if you're going down that way. But if you're going on date nights, you're going out, stop by here, Duckfoot Brewing. We'll show you the B-roll of where that is, but great little brewery right here in Leucadia, or their tasting room at least. But this is the spot to go out, have date nights, and really explore Encinitas. So let's dive in a little bit to the houses. Obviously, if you're moving up here, you're gonna wanna know sizes, prices, all that kind of stuff. So sizes of homes. Well, first off, there's about 500 homes up here, and it's separated into about 6 different little areas. Right now, where we are, we're in the main section where you're gonna find the bulk of the homes. If you're looking at Encinitas Ranch, this is probably where they're gonna be popping up. There's a few more areas just across Leucadia Boulevard, down the hill a little bit. But this is like, what you think Encinitas Ranch, this is the main jam. So 500 homes, all built in the late 90s, like 99 to about 2004 or so. And size-wise, right up here where we are, you're probably like 3,000 to 5,000 square foot. There's a few other of the neighborhoods, like the smaller ones. It's probably about 60, 70 homes, something like that. That's only looking about 1,800 square foot starting over there. But for the most part, you're gonna find these bigger ones, these bigger footprint homes, right? And lot sizes are gonna vary, about 5,000 square foot lot to about 10,000. Most of them are gonna be right in the middle there, right? And so some of the bigger ones, you're gonna have, like the bigger ones are gonna be the cul-de-sacs, that kind of stuff, where as you're running down the streets here, most of them are gonna be kind of lined up, so they're very similar size. But as you go to the ends, you're gonna find some bigger lots with some bigger, maybe a pool in the backyard. One of our buddies lives right up the road here. They got a nice pool. They got a hill back there, nice fire pit, but you're gonna find that in certain little spots here. Most of the other ones, like on that 5,000 square foot, or I would say 6,000 square foot, gonna be a little tighter as far as yards and stuff go.
And then just for style of homes here in Encinitas Ranch, you have kind of that Mediterranean Spanish style, but there are a handful of designs that are a little bit more craftsman, which is pretty cool. We don't see a ton of that, so just here and there you will see a couple pop up.
Yeah.
And then just jumping on our app.
And real quick, before he gets into that, he's gonna look one up that's like right in this neighborhood, give you the exacts of what we're seeing right now. Depending on where you're looking, it could definitely change, but since it was built in the late 90s, early 2000s, some of these houses, like we were just walking by, they're doing like a full gut job, ripping everything out. It was down to the studs, and you'll see that going on. But there's also some of those original ones, so the price points are gonna vary depending on a few things. The views are playing a huge part, the lot sizes are playing a big part, the condition is playing a big part. So there's gonna be a variety of all three of those up here.
And so in this main area where the bulk of the houses are, and they're all kind of the same size and lot size and everything, you're sitting at, for 2.5 million, so 2.59, you're looking at 4-bed, 3.5 bath, 3,200 square feet, and then a little bit bigger house, you're looking at 2,899. So kind of in that 2.5 starting point. And then those other neighborhoods Chris mentioned that are a little bit smaller footprint, a little bit smaller houses, those are going to be significantly lower than what you're looking at right here in the middle.
And you just look those up on our app if you guys want to download it. It's direct access to us. Scan that QR code popping up right now. You can download it, check out some of these houses up here. And if you got questions, shoot them directly to us. But one other thing up here, I just want to give you a breakdown of our friend's house, like that I just mentioned, that's right up the road here, where they had to have enough room for a pool and a fire pit, a little kind of like wet bar area out there. But it's also downstairs. They have a nice little office. Most of the other bedrooms are upstairs. But if you are like working remote and you need a home office, there's plenty of those up here.
And right now we're at Encinitas Ranch Golf Course. It's kind of all mingled around the community. You'll see the golf course from a lot of different houses within Encinitas Ranch. And it is a big part of this master plan community was this golf course. And here you have 18 holes. We've played this course a million times with friends and clients. It's not the toughest course on the planet, which is great for me since I'm awful, but it's a great course, huge ocean views, really awesome. And this is a public course, but it's part of the JC Golf Group, which is a bunch of courses here in San Diego. You can get a membership, which gets you free rounds, gets you discounts on rounds. It's some of the best golf courses here in North County especially. And even if you don't golf, there is a restaurant here which has happy hours. They have some live music sometimes. So a great spot to just go grab a drink, hang out with family, huge views also from there. And we're gonna hit one more spot, one of the newest spots here in Encinitas, and then we'll head to that neighborhood that we mentioned at the beginning of this video that's a little bit cheaper, a little bit more walkable. Let's go check them out. So right now we're right across the street from where we just were at the golf course at Fox Point Farm, which is a new development here. You've got townhomes over here, a really cool feel. You've got a restaurant, coffee shop, market, brewery, which is really cool just around the corner from here. There's also just a lot of really cool spots to get out and have your kids run around while you're grabbing a beer or a coffee. Cool little gathering places, hatch gathering for events and things. But this is one of the newest developments here in Encinitas. And now we're in that neighborhood we've been talking about. This is Bressi Ranch, which is in Carlsbad in the 92009 zip code. And it is another master plan community. This community is a little bit newer than Encinitas Ranch and has a ton to offer. Mostly detached houses, actually all detached houses except for some condos in a portion of it, but a lot of bigger homes, tighter lots, definitely tighter lots than Encinitas Ranch. Kind of as we get further and further into not having any land, lots are getting smaller and smaller, but a lot of killer views, And the biggest part of it is what we're doing right now, and it's walking, how walkable this community is. We're walking right towards the town center here in Bressi Ranch. You got your Trader Joe's, you've got a ton of restaurants, you've got a grocery store, you've got a ton of things that you need here in Bressi.
And this community has a little bit more of the amenities that you figure within an HOA community. So right here, just one of the big parks right here that we're cruising through, also has like an actual community center where you have like the pool, you have like a little gym, you have all that kind of stuff, which is back behind us there. So a little more in the center of the community. A few more of these pocket parks where you're gonna find some have like basketball hoops, some have like playgrounds. It's cool, and they're all within this little neighborhood. So compared to Encinitas Ranch, you don't really have that. Here, you do have that. Once again, all within the HOA. I'm gonna spin you guys around because we're coming up on the town center right here. So Trader Joe's right there. You have Tommy V's. There's this little strip right here. Across the road is another center, newer, a little bit newer. Some more restaurants, shops. What's your go-tos up here?
Casero is the one in that other center. I'm gonna go pick up Rubio's right now.
Rubio's. Is there a Sprouts over there too?
Yes.
Sprouts across the way. So everything you need right within here in the Bressi Ranch community. Like Cassidy mentioned, the lots are gonna be a little bit smaller. The houses are gonna be a little bit smaller. Still decent size, but you're gonna find a lot of these. There's two kind of different styles homes where you have some, the bigger lot ones, which aren't huge. And then you have the smaller ones where they have like no driveways. So all of the parking and stuff, you have a garage in the back. There's like these alleyways going through there. But once again, a little bit newer. So maybe whereas in Encinitas Ranch, you're coming up. I mean, I guess it's only like 4 or 5 years newer. So there is still some of that where you're gonna come in, redo some of these, but it's a really cool, during Halloween right now, you see a lot of people coming up here. They have it all decked out. We came this year, we came last year too. I think some houses sold up here, and so a few people have not joined the tradition up here. We were going through, we're like, a little less this year, but nonetheless, it's so cool. Anyways, if you guys are thinking about moving out here and potentially it's one of these neighborhoods, maybe not, as a quick reminder, we are a real estate crew right here in San Diego. Call, text, email. We want you guys to reach out. We want to be able to help you and guide you through this whole process and make sure you know what neighborhoods are going to work, what neighborhoods might not work, depending on your budget, depending on your commute, depending on all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot more we get into on that initial call. So you got to reach out because we got your back when moving here to San Diego. And if you guys want to learn a little bit more about this specific neighborhood, I did a walking tour where I started at Alga Norte Park, walked up the hill, came through the community, show you a few more of the parks, show you the town center a little more. That video is popping up. Be sure to check that out and learn a little bit more about Bressi Ranch.